As you look at the outline you've been given, you will notice that there are two definitions of sin listed, Definition A and Definition B. Definition A, entitled Original Sin. Now that's a theological term. I've subtitled it Sin as Nature. And once again, I'm going to review what that means. Sin as nature means that we are not sinners because of what we do, say, or think. We are sinners because Adam sinned. We are sinners because we are fallen sons of and daughters of fallen Adam and Eve. We are sinners because of our inheritance. Again, I'm going to share with you a statement or two from those who believe Definition A. Sinful man is not lost because he has committed sins, but because he is born of Adam and therefore already stands condemned in him even before he commits sins of his own. Catch that? Sinful man is not lost because he has committed sins, but because he is born of Adam and therefore stands condemned in him. We are sinners because Adam sinned. Another person put it a slightly different way. We make sinful choices because we are already sinners by nature. Why do we lose our temper? Why do we do things that are not in harmony with God's will when we know what we should be doing? Well, it's because we're already sinners. And that's just one more outgrowth of our sin. We are sinners because Adam sinned. That's Definition A.
All right. Before we hear him put forth Definition B, the great controversy definition, that's what Definition B is, let's explore his attempt to steelman the Christian position. First, I would love to know who he was quoting from, but nevertheless, I find it fascinating that the SDA Church has no fundamental belief on sin. The great controversy understanding is simply assumed and utilized throughout their fundamental beliefs book and within their theology. But let's look at the Belgic Confession, Article 15, titled Of Original Sin, which puts forth not a unique view, but gives a succinct statement. And let's see how Preby's representation adds up with this. All right? Quote, "We believe that through the disobedience of Adam, original sin is extended to all mankind, which is a corruption of the whole nature." The whole nature. "And an hereditary disease, wherewith infants themselves are infected even in their mother's womb, and which produceth in all man all sorts of sin, being in him as a root thereof." Catch that. "And therefore is so vile and abominable in the sight of God, that it is sufficient to condemn all mankind. Nor is it by any means abolished or done away by baptism." Sorry, Catholic viewers. This is a reformational document, by the way, folks, for those that do not know. But nevertheless, "Since sin always issues forth from this woeful source, as water from a fountain, notwithstanding it is not imputed to the children of God unto condemnation, but by his grace and mercy is forgiven them. Not that they should rest securely in sin, but that a sense of this corruption should make believers often to sigh, desiring to be delivered from this body of death. Wherefore we reject the error of the Pelagians, who assert that sin proceeds only from imitation." Close quote. So did you catch that? What Preby is going to put forth is the Pelagian understanding of sin. Yes, another area of church history where the SDA Church is on the wrong side of history. It is over and over and over. It's like, folks, it is just crazy when you'll hear Adventists. It's like they think if they can support the seventh-day Sabbath and vindicate that somehow vindicates Adventism. It's like, no, dude, On literally every theological controversy and issue, you're forever on the wrong side. It's like the mountain of errors piled up in the room. And yet you're looking over here at this speck of dust on the ground. Like, no, it's like every turn. Notice the Belgic Confession recognizes both sin as a verb, an action, but also as a noun, a condition. It's a both and. Notice what it said the root is. And again, this is not unique. This was not uniquely concocted up by the Belgic Confession, folks. I just used it. I could have used all sorts of sources. There's not some unique. The aspect about it being washed away in baptism is not going to be accepted by the Roman Catholics, for example. But in terms of original sin, not its necessarily its remedy of washing away, etc. This is basic original sin, both verb and noun, both conditional or natural, as well as actional. So Scripture defines sin far more broadly than the great controversy worldview does. Original sin is not the teaching that sin is only a condition, Mr. Preby. He will be making this an either or throughout his presentation, and it's actually a both and. And it's this false dilemma fallacy, which is what that is, that those are the two options, that this entire understanding is built upon. So remember that.